Hi 朋友们, welcome back to my channel, Stella Rose Bella, where I talk about the latest Asian drama, music, and shows. So let's get into it. So I want to talk about my first impression of 逐玉, Pursuit of Jade, or Chasing Jade. This drama is directed by the same director who did Blossom, and his style, like when I first watched Blossom, I was blown away by how he directed that drama, and in this drama you see his style here too as well. So in this drama we have Zhang Ling who plays Yanjung in Xie or Xie Zheng, and we also have Tian who plays Fan Changyu. So these are the two leads that we have in this drama. The opening scene is you see a 皮影戏, like these the show that you hear, and like if you look at the lyrics, and I saw because I wanted to know what the lyrics are talking about, so I used like English subs, and there's a line that is said 谁说女不如男的, and I was like, oh, okay. And when you're hearing this 皮影戏 in the background, you see that there's a bunch of guys trying to catch this pig. And when you hear that line, 谁说女不如男的, that line, when that was, when you hear that part, you see that Fan Changyu just she caught the pig by herself, and it was very quick like that, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure if that was on purpose for that line in that scene to come together for that part, but I was like, okay, interesting. So one thing I love about this drama is how much we know about Changyu's family. So since she lives in a village and this really close community, everyone knows each other, anything that happens, anything word goes around, everyone knows really quickly, and you hear a bunch of ladies that are gossiping about Changyu's family, and how she had, that she has a sister, her parents are gone, and they say that Changyu is bad luck and everything, and I was like, oh, okay. And her parents have arranged, she has an arranged marriage to this guy, and I was like, oh, okay. So we, based off of that dialogue in that scene, we know a little bit about Changyu, her family and her background, and it's now in her family it's only her and her sister, Changning. So that is, I feel like those are the little details that you see throughout the drama. As for Yanjung, his character, do we know much about him, especially when Changyu saves him from the snow and everything? And when you first meet his character, you don't really know much about him. You just see oh, he's so handsome and everything. But through he you see his memories, and how he you see him wearing this gear, and also he was he had to fight people in the war and everything. So I was like, oh, okay. So you sort of get to know a bit about what happened to him and how he ended up in in the village and everything. And another thing is that when Changyu told Yanjung oh, are you free at night? We can only do this at night, and I need you to be here. And he's like, what are you talking about? And they're paying respects to Yanjung, which is Wanho. And at that moment, I'm sure the audience, or I don't know, but it's oh, it's him. They're paying respects to him. And you hear Changyu talks about his family and what happened to his dad and all these things. So you know a bit about his family background. So these are things that I feel that's really good in this drama. When I watch these episodes, is because through these little details, it's oh, we know who these people are without because in dramas they usually show oh, they live in this house, and or who's in this family, but here you don't really you don't go to these people's house and stuff. It's just through these characters' dialogue or their memories, you hear or see who these people are. And another thing that I really love about this drama is we find out what happens to his mom, through his memories, and that whole sequence, which is a sequence that the director did, like a similar sequence that the director did in Blossom as well. So he like took that and put it into this drama. So I was really like loving that sequence. Obviously, in the drama, we see that there are comedy parts to this drama. In the very beginning, when Changyu, bumps into Yanjung, who's in like the snow and everything. She's like, no, this is like, and she told people like, this is a good day today. Based on the calendar, it's a good day. And then she bumps into him, and she's like, oh no, no. And then she's like, I have a sister. I have all these things to do. There was like a funny scene. Another scene is when Yanjung like wakes up and she's like, oh, like this person who treats you, like he treats like animals and everything, but she's like, but he also treats people, human as well. So I was like, oh, that's funny. And obviously the part where Changyu wanted to pay respects to Wanho, and he's like, what? That's me. So I thought that was really funny. So I love the flow of the story, even though like in the beginning, like the beginning of the story, it's like very slow, but we slowly pick up like on little bits and pieces of hints regarding like Changyu and Yanjung, like their family background and who they are, and also like Changyu's like parents, especially when Changyu told Yanjung like, oh, like what her mom can read, right, and she does all these things, and also her dad does it, and then Yanjung sort of like looks at the knife that she uses, and he's like, where did where did this come from? What material is this? And also like when Changyu, when she fights all these moves, he's like, they look familiar, these moves. So it's like slowly building like, oh, Changyu, like her parents are not only these people like that, live in this village. They somehow like, they have another identity. So that's like really interesting for me. So I was like, whoa, this is like interesting, like how that builds and like all these things, and really love how it all like blended together. So in the recent episodes, we see that the village is destroyed, and we get into sort of like the imperial court and all these different types of like more and more people are going to be like added into this whole story, and like we're going to see like what's happening in the imperial court. But when the village is destroyed, we see like the people who are hurt and gone, and like because in the first few episodes, like all these episodes, we see so much of these people, and we may not know like the character's name, but because through like their interaction with Changyu and everything, we remember these characters. We have like sort of like an impression of these characters. So when they're gone, we're like, oh no, and like what they did, we're just like, whoa. So I feel like the build up to that moment and all like everything that happened before to this moment, I was like, wow. So these characters, even though they're not like the main like the leading characters, they're the side characters, but they also left an impression on the audience, I feel like. So it's like they all have their own sort of like that scene that people will remember them by. This is what I think of the drama. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. What's your favorite story, your character, and everything? If you like videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.